everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a cute Valentine's card and I'm going to be using a new blade that I've just purchased. It's the Perforation blade and I'm going to be using it to make a secret opening on a Valentine's card so that when you open it there's a hidden picture behind it. And this is the card that I'm going to be making today. It's a really easy design. I'm going to show you how to make this particular one yourself. The elements that I've used are from Cricut Access, so you'll be able to use the same ones as me, and I'll put all the image codes down below in the description and on the screen for you when I'm using them. But there will be a small charge if you're not a subscription member. So behind here is a cute little picture. I'm going to show you now how to open the card. So you can see the perforation starts around the edge here. Let's open it up. And we can fold it back. And look, there's two cute little hedgehogs in love. So I'm going to go through how to make this with you now. Let's jump straight in. This is the design that I'll be using today, and I've just made this up from items that are available in Cricut Access. So don't forget, if you don't have a subscription, you may find there's a small charge to use these designs. What I'm planning on doing is cutting out this line using the perforation blade, and then when the person receives the card, they'll find these two cute little hedgehogs hiding behind the window. And I just think it'll make a really nice card for somebody. So what I'm going to do first of all is show you how I designed this really quickly. I'm not going to go into too much detail because you will be able to find this card on my profile if you want to use it. So all I did really simply is just grabbed a rounded edged square from the shapes menu, and then I just duplicated that, so I've got two the same. And then I put them together so that they were aligned on top of one another and at the right height. I just overlapped them slightly, and then I aligned everything with the top. Then what I did was, just selected those, I welded them together, and went to the shapes again. I added myself a score line, and I just popped that in the centre there. Then what I did was I got myself another shape from the shapes menu, and this one is one that you will have to pay for if you don't have a subscription. So this is the open-ended square with the rounded corners. And I just got that on there. I rotated it 90 degrees and I made it bigger. Oops. So I unlocked the padlock and just made it so that it would fit on my card, like so. And then that's on there. I selected my line, my open-ended square, and then I went up to the operation type here, dropped down, and I chose the perforate option. So that is now a perforation line. I just can move those together. So that is on there now. You can see that if I zoom in a little bit more actually. So that will cut with the perforation blade around there. Then all I did was chose my design for the front, popped it on there, and then made the insert so that it will fit. So if I were to move this now, you'll see, you won't be able to see specifically, but you get the idea that when that window there is opened, the little hedgehogs are going to be on show behind there. Okay, then the next step is to attach everything how we need it to be so that it will cut properly. So what we need to do is just move this design off of here, and I need to attach all of these score lines and perforation lines to this piece of pink card. So what I want to do is just drag over everything there, and I'm going to come down to the bottom and I'm going to click on attach. So now when we go through to the make it screen, it will be a mirror image of what I have on here. So I'll have a pink piece of card with the score line and the perforation line in exactly the same place as it is on here. I should have another mat that is a print then cut with the little hedgehogs, and then I will also have 3 other mats in the colours of this design here. So if we go through to make it now, let's check that we've got that all set up okay. Okay, so there is our print then cut. Here is our first layer of the design, our second layer of the design, and our third layer of the design, and then our card, which has the score, the perforate, and the basic cut. So it's exactly what we were expecting. So if we set up our mats, first of all, we are going to start with the print then cut. If you're not familiar with print then cut, you will need to have a printer either wired into your computer or connected via Wi-Fi. So if we now go up to the top here, we can click on send to printer, and it comes up with the printer that you've got attached there. I'm using an Epson EcoTank 2710. It's not a really brilliant printer, but it does the job for me. So I want bleed on this occasion. If I were to click on the use system dialog, it would bring up my printer's actual printer box that you get if you were just printing a normal document. I don't need to do that. So I'm just going to click on print, and then that will print out, and then I'll cut it out on the machine. So when you use print then cut, this is what you'll get out of your printer. So this is a piece of 160 GSM white cardstock that I've just run through my printer. So you get this box around the outside of it, and that's what your Cricut will use as its guidelines, so it knows where to cut. So all you need to do next, once you've got your print then cut sheet done, is just grab your cutting mat and just pop your piece of cardstock down onto there. I like to use my brayer still when I'm doing a print then cut. So on the computer screen now, it's changed a little bit, and it says that the item has printed, and we've got our base material set to medium cardstock, which is 216 GSM, so it should be adequate to cut this out. It's telling us to load our tools and material, so what you'll want to do is just load your mat into your machine. So now your machine is ready. So if we just press the flashing C button, and on this computer screen now you can see that it says scanning. So the Cricut has now turned on its little scanning light, as you can see, and it's scanning where that black border is around the print then cut image that we're making. So what it will do is just scan all the way over that picture, and then when it's satisfied it knows where to cut, it will cut around the edge for us. Error message on your screen and it says it can't read your print then cut image, you may need to turn off your lights. If you've got overhead lights or anything like that on in your room, turn them off and try again, and it usually picks it up. It is just usually too much light reflecting off the page. Alright, so that has cut. I am just going to check that it's cut through. Should have done. Yeah, perfect. So we can now eject our mat. This is how the perforation blade comes, and as you can see it is a quick swap housing. So I'm going to open this up now. I don't find these very easy to get into, so let's try and use this. So once we've got it out of the packaging, you can see it's in a quick swap housing, so that means that you can press this plunger down on the top and it will release the blade from the bottom of the housing. It's also got this plastic cover on it that's just to protect the actual blade itself. So now I'm going to get ready to do this layer of the design. We just need to make a few changes now on our computer screen. So I am going to be using some pearl cardstock. So this is the cardstock I'm going to be using. It's a pearl finish in this red, so I'm going to use that. This is from Craft Styles. I'll link everything that I'm using down below anyway, but this is the card I'm using for the main body of the card. And on the screen now it's showing me that I need to use my double scoring wheel in clamp B, and this is the double scoring wheel. It's number 2 on the end, and again this is in a quick swap housing, so if you wanted to you could just buy the tips if you've got a quick swap housing, but this one did come with this one. So the first step on the screen then is to load the double scoring wheel into clamp B, and then load the mat and press go, and then underneath it says coming up perforation blade and fine point blade. So what I'll do is just pop my piece of card onto my mat here at the top. Just going to use the brayer to give it a good press down again, make sure it's nicely stuck down, and then I'm going to hop over to the machine and we'll put the scoring wheel in first, and then we'll cut this out. The first step then is just to take out the fine point blade that we've got in clamp B and just pop in the scoring wheel, so that will go into there. Next we can just insert our mat because the flashing arrow is already on, so let's press that, and then we're ready to go. So just press the flashing C button. So it's going to do our score line for the centre of our card. Now on the screen it is saying set up for next step, so it's telling us to take out this blade and replace it with the perforation blade. So there is the perforation blade going in, and we're just going to press the flashing C to resume the cut. Right, so now that is complete, we can take that blade out, and we want to pop back in our fine point blade just into clamp B, and then just hit go again. Alright, so that is now finished. So now we can eject the mat, and you can see on there the perforated line around there. Then we've got the score line straight down the centre as well. So let's get this off the mat and we can start putting everything together. So these are all the different pieces that we need now to finish off our card. So we've got our main body of our card, which is made from this pearl card. We have cut it with the perforation blade, so you can see there that it's perforated, and on the back you can see it a little bit better. So if you haven't got a perforation blade, what I would suggest doing is just setting that up as a draw dotted line, and then going over it with a ruler and a craft knife just to make your own perforations. It's still doable. It might take you a bit longer, but it will still work. So we've got our score line down the middle. So what we can do now is just fold our card in half. And when I'm folding this sort of card in half, I like to just get my brayer just to give it a little good press down, just to make sure that it's nicely flattened. And if there are any pieces like this at the bottom that aren't quite matching up, what you can do is just slice those off with a craft knife. So we've got our hedgehog piece as well, and we're going to pop that in that way round so that when the perforation is opened you'll see the little hedgehogs inside there. So first of all, what I'm going to do is just add a couple of little embellishments to this inside just to make it a little bit more special. So I've got my little box of sparkly doodahs here. That is a technical term, just in case you're wondering. I'm just going to grab my tweezers, and I just want to put one on her little bow there. So let's get one of these round red ones. I'm just going to pop that onto there, and then I've also got these little red hearts that I actually cut out from another Valentine's card that I'd made. So I'm going to just tip that out onto there, and I've got a couple of different sized ones, and I'm going to use those to put in here on the top of those two hearts there. So I've got a big red one, a smaller red one, and then have we got a tiny red one. I'm just going to put these on here. So let's just pop some glue. I'm just going to let that dry whilst we do the next part of the card. Now that I've got my hedgehogs put together, I'm just going to put together the centre design for the front of the card. So I've got all my different offsets here, the back one, then I've got my gold layer, and I've got my little front layer here. So I'm just going to stick all this together now. I'm just using tacky glue with the needle point tipped bottle. So let's just do that now. And we've got our hedgehogs ready. So what we can do is get our tacky glue and just pop it all the way around the outside here. And you're going to want to use quite a bit of glue because this bit needs to be really firmly stuck down into the inside. So what I'm going to do is just go around the edge like this, give it a good wiggle of glue all the way around. And then I'm going to also do it a little bit closer to my perforation line there as well, just to make sure that it's really well stuck when it comes to it. Now I'm just going to pop my hedgehog piece face down onto there. And I'm just lining it up with the outer edges of my card. And what I'll do is turn it over, just make sure that I've got that in the right spot. And then I'm just going to pop this underneath my cutting mat on my desk to dry for about 10 minutes while we do the next part of the card. Okay, so here is our card, and it's nicely dry now. So now we've got our Happy Valentine's Day. We can pop this onto the front and stick that down as our next step. If you wanted to, you could use a 3D piece of foam, foam sticky thingy majig to stick that onto there, but I'm just going to use the tacky glue today. Now we can just pop that on the top of our piece that will open and just let that set. There you go. I hope you've enjoyed this video and learning how to use the perforation blade. If you have, I'd love it if you join me for the next one. So don't forget to subscribe, drop me any questions or comments that you might have down below. And also, if you did enjoy this video and you learned something new, don't forget to hit the like button, as it really helps me to see what people are enjoying. So all that's left to be said now is have a great week, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!